Rappers often commit crimes to keep up their gangster image in the rap industry, as there's 25 rappers that committed the worst crimes imaginable, such as Lil Durk, as DJ Academics explained the reasons for his recent crime spree.
2020 Von, 2021 his brother dies. 2022, the niggas who his brother, they get clapped. The niggas who Von, at least a cousin of theirs get clapped. 2023, he drops an album, I'm Almost Healed. You ever think about that, Chad? It's like poetic. 2020, Von dies. 2021, his brother dies. 2022, get back for both those situations. 2023, I'm Almost Healed. Crazy, huh?
The feds investigated Lil Durk's songs and album names to gather a timeline of the times he got revenge for his brothers. This resulted in a report of Lil Durk linked in a newly unsealed file in a Chicago passing, where he's alleged to have been behind the passing of Stefan Mack. It is believed that Mack was targeted as revenge for the passing of Lil Durk's brother, D Thang, on January 27, 2022. They haven't officially charged him yet, but he's being named in recently unsealed paperwork before his detention hearing today. This resulted in the announcement. With Lil Durk named in more M-for-hire cases, the feds will likely target him for the highest prison sentence possible. The feds further linked Durk to getting revenge when he posted this Instagram story saying, "For D Thang." He posted the story within days after Stefan Mack was taken out. But on top of that, there's this Instagram live of Durk laughing.
They can't see other shit, boy. What? Tweaking with folks. Right. Hey, somebody always said, it's a laugh for Khan. Somebody always said, it's a laugh for Khan. Well, Lil Khan who died, yeah.
What Goofy said that?
He said, bro, like a cheeseburger. Ain't nothing cheesy over here, stupid little boy. This is real water. Y'all jewels be y'all over for real. Hey, I know what it be too, blood.
What's that?
Like everybody be having that cheese, you know? Y'all be doing shout outs and shit, man. You gotta know your jury. Like, if somebody want me to give them a shout out for some jury, I'm gonna make sure you're in that vault. You get me?
They're putting together a timeline with this Instagram live, but it's believed to have happened moments after Lil Pab passed away. However, the feds can't stop finding new evidence on Durk because they stumbled across this old video of King Von shopping with 3 of the suspects that took out Lil Pab, meaning there's a clear link between them and OTF.
The solitary stone.
We just looked at him.
Let's go over there.
What up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy. Let's go.
They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money man just stepped in.
They'd be the perfect people who would want revenge for Von. Considering they were close friends and assuming Durk is responsible, he would have been paying a big amount to make it happen. However, Durk's current life is concerning. They've transferred him to a new cell block with worse living conditions. This is similar to how YNW Melly is treated in jail, and is what Charleston White believes famous rappers deserve.
Even the YMW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated when you done chose to play somebody.
However, the main reason for his transfer of cell blocks was that he might have been targeted in his old one. With this report sharing, sources allege Lil Durk's fast prison transfer was caused by issues within his cell block. Being a high-profile rapper likely caused him to be targeted for commissary and money. Within a couple of days of this report, both Quando Rondo and Lil Tim did interviews. In case you forgot, these two are the ones responsible for King Von's passing. However, they both spoke on Durk's arrest. Rather than dissing Durk for getting arrested, Tim said it all should have been avoided.
To know, like, shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, yeah, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f him and shit like that, cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type shit. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like, they ain't never popped that shit off. That shit would have never happened like that.
Quando Rondo said similar to Lil Tim, except he added that Durk had a family and friends to look after, but he pretty much threw it away.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them, And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out or whatever. Like they could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
The main reason Quando Rondo got angry again at Durk is because the court revealed the report. The Lil Durk OTF case is starting to see the first pieces of evidence in court. Rumors from around the court reveal there's footage from OTF Jam recording the planning process of OTF catching Quando Rondo's crew. Assuming the snitching continues, it's going to be very hard for Durk to get out, as it was shared not long after. The two dudes who got Stefan Mack disappeared out of the prison databases when the feds started to investigate Lil Durk. Now we know why they disappeared. Durk is up against a steep battle, as everyone's trying to distance themselves as far from Durk as possible. They're snitching their way out and letting the feds know who was behind the crimes. But next up, we saw academics reveal texts between the man who was hired to get revenge for D Thang, with someone messaging, "Stand on business while you with Durk and them. Did Durk give you that money?" Practically confirming that was paid by Lil Durk. However, we saw the snitch OTF Jam point out more concerning things on Durk, as he has the feds investigating Durk's lyrics, with court files revealing Durk's lyrics. "Look on the news and see your son screaming no no," which is Durk laughing at Quando Rondo for his reaction to Lil Pab's passing.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
But more Durk lyrics used against him are, "Told me they got an Addy, they got the location, go." As there was an announcement, Brick Baby says that he would have dropped Quando Rondo's location if Lil Durk had asked because he is loyal to him.
Why is that? Then it's people like, you lined up somebody from your hood. Like, listen, I didn't. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, this is my boy. He lost his boy. Who did it could be around. 9 times out of 10, had he had asked me, I probably would have been coke if he even asked anybody, if this is even true. But 9 times out of 10, like I said, can I leak a bar?
Sure.
I said if he make the call right now, I'd up it.
Right.
Unfortunately, it looks like Durk will be his own biggest snitch in the case. However, one of the latest reports makes it even worse. With it announced, the feds believe Lil Durk paid to get these two people dealt with. Number 1 is Stefan Mack, who got Lil Durk's brother D Thang. And number 2 is OTF Jam's baby mom, after Durk found out Jam had been wearing a wire around him. Feds think OTF Jam is the key to putting Lil Durk in jail for all 3 crimes. As fans went back into old Instagram lives and found this one of OTF Jam touching his jacket and whispering in it.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, my whole dream change. I ain't gonna lie, like back in the day. Oh, my. Oh, dang. Like back in the day. Look, he took out.
Give me the check on your man. I heard you got his head.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I used to have a dare. Architect. Having a who? What having a dare? School trying to stop down. All that whooping on the net, it got your man shit. Uh-huh. Metro!
But knowing Lil Durk, he wasn't just gonna let Jam snitch all he wanted. The following week, it was reported OTF Jam found by OTF members hiding in an Atlanta crib. Sources claim Jam was dealt a punishment for snitching on Lil Durk, which came with a photo of the scene where Jam was staying. Since this report, Jam's been silent ever since. However, we'd even see the time that Brick Baby might have drawn federal attention to Lil Durk, because he said, "You can't say Durk never slid for King Von anymore because they got Lil Pab," as we saw Brick Baby react to his old interview.
This is just it. 5 Chicago gang members with ties to Lil Durk OTF accused of being hired to unalive Quando Rondo in the LA incidents where Lil Pab was unalive. Suspects faced the penalty if convicted. He said indictment alleged that flights and rental cars were paid with credit cards linked to OTF.
But was this an attempted hit? Or
Well,
they can't say that no more.
Then they put you as
Why? Oh yeah, because of
your face.
Wait, no. Like who died? You can't say that no more. Oh, because of FBG Cash? Oh, who?
Federal charges in California.
Nah, because Lil Pab.
So this is about the.
Oh. What's that? But I'm just saying, they just say you can't say that no more.
However, the Durk case looked even worse when it was announced. Lil Durk found out his co-defendant OTF Vani filed for protective custody when they came to court together this week, which had Durk's close friend Bezu reacting on live.
No know what's going on, but them people that's in them courtrooms, man. For real, for real. Them be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the be going on for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. I'm snitching on them that's innocent, gang. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, first y'all done threw the jams rumors out there. Now y'all talking about Vonnie a snitch, gang. A snitch on what, blood? Y'all don't even really know what's going on for real. My kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because of you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the jails. Y'all trying to go let them meet Larry for the first time, you hear me? On my mother.
Although we heard DJ Academic speak about the Vonnie situation, which made it confusing.
When you see Flacco post something, you almost gotta be like, look at this headline. Lil Durk found out his co-defendant Otia Vonnie, King Von cousin, filed for protective custody when they came to court. Okay. That sounds so crazy. That sounds so crazy. Now, this is why we have streams like this. This is, you know, I'm not gonna get on anybody or anything like that, and I'm not gonna ever say that I haven't, you know, maybe jumped the maybe once in a while, but I definitely do aim to be correct, and I never try to be incorrect out of malice, right? This is why we love to bring up the paperwork and try to explain it, and also increase everyone's knowledge on stuff, because a lot of times these days the headline is way better than the story.
However, Durk knew Vonnie didn't snitch. As we'd see, Durk jumped on a phone call to say he's not going into protective custody himself. The friend that posted the phone call captioned it to say, "Just got off the phone with my brother Lil Durk. He's in good spirits, staying positive and trying to get back home to his kids and family. We're not glorifying negativity. We're more than just street guys. That's an understatement. We're men of honor and the code no matter our financial status. Bro hit the main line with the rest of our kind. No protective custody."
This call was from a federal prison.
Say what, bro?
I said, I know you're real, but if you need anything, you know I got you.
You know, I appreciate it. You know the thought that count,
yeah. Yeah, I know how that be, bro. It don't matter, bro. We ain't never moved our money. Except for that first time. Once it was that, it was that. Once it was like then, it was everything was history.
Yeah. I feel back to the same. I can't help it like shit. Where you from? What you got going? I'm in tour, yeah.
Man, what? The PC. Hey.
They thought they thought a computer, you downstairs, they be like, man, you know you, man, send me upstairs. Whatever it is, I gotta tap to it. Nah, for sure. Can't go no more PC and come out acting all crazy.
Although DJ Academics didn't like this move out of Lil Durk and said this.
With all due respect to whoever 900 Brubra is, again, with all due respect to you, the guy's fighting for his life. I get it. Maybe for whatever reason, which I still think would be a dumb reason, let's say that Durk wants to address the people. You know how you put this out? You say, yo, Durk, we on. You let him say what he's saying to the public, and you cut it off. We don't need to hear y'all back and forth. Because a lot of this audio kind of feels like maybe this wasn't how Durk wanted to first communicate with everybody in the world. Anything he does is going to go viral. Having a conversation about, you know, even if you think it's in good faith, yo, we don't move off money, nah, blah, blah, blah. It don't sound right. It don't sound right, brother.
However, NBA YoungBoy's sitting in a prison cell right now due to the crimes he committed, which all started with a beef against King Von on Instagram Live.
You got Cap in your raps. Why be a straight not catch him is that?
You ain't even take no flower to this man. But I guarantee you ain't take not one flower to this man. I ain't even got nothing to do with the situation, man. Stop playing with me, son. I don't want no problem with you. Stay the out my way or get it done, man. Stop the like I said, man.
You gonna talk to us? Tell us what happened, as soon as we're done with everything, we'll take off the handcuffs, okay? But
yeah, I don't have a statement. I don't want to be detained in these handcuffs like this. I'm properly if I haven't committed a crime or done that.
Great news was revealed in the NBA YoungBoy case from the judge. Before his new release date was shared, it was originally announced YoungBoy has accepted a plea deal in the federal firearm case. As part of the deal, he will be sentenced to 27 months in prison with credit for any time served in pre-trial detention, followed by 5 years of federal probation. Although the judge had a change of heart during his sentencing, the court day was crazy when a YoungBoy fan hacked into the court hearing sound system.
Free Wap, man. Free Wap.
Everyone needs to stay muted.
Okay.
Free YB.
All right. Mr. Golden's case is already been called. He's done with court today. For those of you interested, everyone keep yourselves muted.
Free YB. Free YB.
Youngboy entered the courtroom laughing and smiling about the hacker who screamed in support of him. Although the sentencing began with a description of his charges, stating that on March 10th, 2021, Youngboy was arrested and charged with 1 count of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and 1 count of possession of a firearm with no registration, because law enforcement caught Youngboy recording a music video in a residential neighborhood. Youngboy and several friends were playing loud music, dancing on the hood of a car, and waving around firearms, which is when an older lady down the street got concerned and called the police. With police quickly arriving, they noticed Youngboy and arrested him, as they've had a long documented history with him.
So yesterday at court, the body cam footage of the officer who put the cuffs on Youngboy back in September during that music video, that was shown, and it was very interesting because the cop comes right up to him, you know, whatever, he puts the cuffs on him, and then Youngboy's reaction is kind of hilarious. I thought it might be interesting for y'all. He was like, yo, big dog, man, what you doing, man? Why you putting these cuffs on me? That's what he was calling the cop. He was calling the cop big dog. He's like, big dog, you up right now. I didn't do nothing. You could search me. I got nothing on me. Cop doesn't listen. Cop puts him in and the whole time Youngboy's like, yo, man, what you doing, man? Big dog, why? And it really goes to show you a lot about this case. Youngboy didn't think he did anything wrong. He didn't think that they were going to go and start taking footage from music videos and said, you held a gun in a music video and you're a felon and that's a federal felony and you're going to face 3 to 5 years. No, and it really shows you that these federal laws, as applied to kids like NBA Youngboy from the hood, are extremely unfair and extremely punitive, and we need to take a good long look on what's going on there.
But once it was all going down, Youngboy's cameraman knew he couldn't be caught with a firearm due to his probation and tried to delete the footage. Unfortunately, law enforcement got a hold of the camera before he could, and it revealed multiple pictures of Youngboy holding a firearm. However, Youngboy's lawyers made the argument that the police took the camera illegally, but it didn't hold up in court. It was announced Youngboy has lost his appeal with the feds, and now prosecutors can use footage of him holding firearms to convict him.
Update on NBA Youngboy. He lost the appeal with the federal appeals court. He can take it up to the Supreme Court. What happened? So the federal judge, the lower court, ruled in his favor. She said that the video of him holding what looks like to be a is suppressed. Can't be used at trial against him. The way you guys obtained it, you violated his constitutional rights. Now, the government went to the Fifth Circuit United States Court of Appeals. The Fifth Circuit said, you know what, we have a different decision, and we're going to say that the government can use that evidence. It is going to be allowed in the case. Now, Youngboy's got a couple of options. 1, he can appeal to the Supreme Court. I fully expect they will appeal to the Supreme Court. 2, you got to go to the government and say, look, this guy was locked up for a long amount of time. I think he was locked up for almost a year. He's been on house arrest for almost a year. How much time do you want him to serve, and think about doing a plea bargain? Ultimately, you can also take this case to trial and try to beat the feds and go 2-0 against them. He's previously beaten a federal.
But this eventually led to his sentencing date, where we'd see the report. The judge gave Youngboy a positive message about him being robbed of his talent and potential, likely due to his addiction, and wished him the best of luck after he's out of prison in the future.
Mr. Golden, I've seen so many times that good men and women who have a lot of talent and potential, that they can be robbed of that potential when they start to really struggle with their addiction. So I don't want that for you. You seem like a very talented young man. I'm hoping in your future that once you're done with your federal prison time, that you can be really successful on federal probation and have a really bright future where you can reach your full potential in every aspect of your life. Best of luck to you, Mr. Golden.
Thank you.
Anything
Your
further?
Honor. That's all I have, if I
Okay.
could be excused.
You may.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you all.
As his case was officially closed when it was announced, Youngboy will serve 27 months in jail and 60 months of probation. But days later, his lawyer spoke out revealing new findings in his case. They believe he can get Youngboy released. It was shared. I finally wrapped up Youngboy's case. He got 23 months, but because of the way we worked it with credit on another case, he should be out in 3 or 4 months. However, there's still another crime Youngboy is facing. A couple of years ago, Youngboy skipped a court date, and a warrant for his arrest was put out. The FBI began staking out his mansion in Louisiana until he finally got in his car. and drove out. Almost instantly, the FBI was following Youngboy. They got onto the highway, and after a couple minutes, Youngboy slowed to a stop on the side of the road. Once the officer stopped and got out of his car, Youngboy put his car back in drive and took off. But with it being rush hour, Youngboy ran into traffic and went off into the regular streets. He continued driving for some time until he ditched the car and began running on foot. This probably wasn't a great idea since Youngboy was wearing designer shoes, skinny jeans, a jacket, and some chains, making it much harder for him to outrun an officer. One of the craziest things released from his high-speed chase is that Youngboy ended up running in a fan's backyard, as photos leaked of Youngboy running away from the cop. But the chase on foot didn't last long, since Youngboy was quickly swarmed by police and arrested.
You want to talk to us? Tell us what happened, as soon as we're done with everything, we'll take off the handcuffs, okay? But
yeah, I don't have a statement. I don't want to be detained in these handcuffs like this. I'm properly if I haven't committed a crime or done that.
Okay. All right. Give us a second, okay?
Okay. No voluntary statement.
Hey, he's not willing to give a
So,
statement.
Any statement, any voluntary statement?
No, sir. Mr. Martinez, I don't want to give a statement. I don't want to be in this.
For everything he did that day, he got charged for speed racing, resisting arrest, and many more charges. Youngboy deliberately did everything he could to escape the feds. Lucky enough for Youngboy, his millions bought him the best lawyers that were able to get him a bond.
For Youngboy out of California is a $540,000 bond. He put up $500,000 in cash. In addition, he put up as collateral 2 properties worth in excess of $1.5 million, and he has to wear an ankle monitor. However, he's not going to be on house arrest. According to the bond set by the California judge, he simply has to wear the ankle monitor but is otherwise free to travel. This is very big. Why? Given that the California judge found that these circumstances are sufficient for a Youngboy, why would a Louisiana judge find any differently? The Louisiana judge is looking at the same facts, he's looking at the same charges, and he's making a decision under the exact same federal law. Sure, it's a different court and a different circuit, and the way the laws are applied varies somewhat from state to state, from circuit. It shouldn't vary a lot. If this California judge said, hey, this much money and these restrictions are good, it would be very, very weird for a Louisiana judge to say, oh no amount of money and no restrictions. That would be very uncommon. I fully expect that the Louisiana judge on Tuesday will release Youngboy on.
But we also saw the prosecutors dig up everything they could on Youngboy during the trial, as they took note that since 2019, Youngboy's been causing beefs with almost every rapper in the game, while also self-snitching on himself in his lyrics. One big beef was his issues with NLE Choppa, because at first Choppa showed his support when Youngboy was arrested for the chase, releasing a song titled Free Youngboy. But the way that Youngboy acted toward King Von's passing, Choppa realized he didn't like Youngboy anymore. Youngboy dropped the hit song Bring the Hook, where he dissed all of O-Block and King Von for his passing. This had the rap scene reacting, with DJ Academics saying, Youngboy on Demon Time right now, and he dropping another tape. One friend of King Von, Lil Reese, responded, that ain't no Demon Time, he just rapping like the rest of these rappers all rap, which got Choppa to say, I stamped that in response to Lil Reese, showing that he doesn't side with Youngboy. But when Youngboy realized Choppa wasn't on his side, he got angry, cause he dissed Choppa with the lyrics, I bet your mama be destroyed when we send you to God for making statements, choosing sides about my beef with them boys. I could say I saw it, you could say I was your favorite. However, Choppa went on to DJ Academics podcast to speak on the beef.
He's not able to defend his name, bro, and it be a lot going on within his name about him. When to me, bro, he a real stand-up dude, and it was just unfortunate how it happened. Like, he came to a person as a man,
which is when we also saw him appear on DJ Vlad to talk about it more.
When you heard that, what'd you think?
It was funny to me. I feel like, it's not serious when it hit the net. It's funny. It's just entertainment to me.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. Good song. Nice bars.
As Youngboy wasn't taking anything from anybody. If he disagreed with someone, he'd do whatever he could to tear them down. This gets into the situation Youngboy had with Jay the Youngin. These two were initially cool with each other. Jay was another rapper from Louisiana, and he shared his thoughts on Youngboy.
Me and Youngboy, soon we will be making music together. I'm a fan of Youngboy music. Yeah, we gonna collaborate pretty soon and put on for our state, because when we do, I feel like that's just gonna be one of the hardest collaborations ever.
The two even dropped a collab song titled Up With Me, but the friendship didn't last long, cause Jay leaked a snippet of an unreleased Youngboy song on Instagram. Youngboy got angry and jumped to the comments to say, delete this now, I don't know how you even got my song, I don't mess around like that. But Jay took that as disrespect, and spoke about how he won't let anyone disrespect him.
I'm a real and I stand on everything, you hear me? Ain't no gonna play with me, ain't
Don't disrespect me.
Jay further responded to Youngboy where he rapped, "You put that comment on my post and they laughed about that, but I was laughing when your baby mama was on me." As photos revealed, Jay had been hanging around one of Youngboy's baby mamas, which had Youngboy trying to catch Jay lacking in the streets.
You be hiding. We real headhunters, man. Come on, man. Open their mouth, came to what they was, man. Oh.
However, the crime YNW Melly committed has become a viral issue, with YNW Melly's mother revealing this about his life in jail.
As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. My son has not been convicted of anything, and the jail they make their own rules.
YNW Melly back in court today. His attorney saying the state has not given enough evidence to this point to keep him in jail, but prosecutors say they have proven plenty that shows he needs to remain behind bars.
YNW Melly's life is about to change with the latest news of his release date. It was shared. A judge gave the Broward Sheriff's Office until December 16th to explain why Melly shouldn't be released from prison. If no explanation is given, YNW Melly will be released. The judge has already given the prosecutors a 10-day extension, further proving they're willing to do anything to keep Melly locked up. Just as Boozy said,
now they're putting even more charges on him, and then
when they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted him bad when they waited for that law to get passed. So it'd be 8-4.
Oh, right, yeah.
They waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, they could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. Just don't see how he didn't get a bond after a fucking mistrial.
Yeah.
That made me like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, after a mistrial, that doesn't happen, really.
This has been the same story over and over for Melly for the last 5 years. Whenever something goes his way, the judge or prosecutors find ways to stop it. With this constantly happening, Melly's mother is now suing the county jail to have her son released. As it's reported, Melly sues Broward Sheriff's Office for cruel treatment and is seeking immediate release from prison. Melly also claims they have not allowed him to see or speak with family members for 3 years, which adds on top of an interview from Melly's mother paints a disturbing picture of his life in jail, making it sound like he won't last much longer. We've even heard Melly's mother talk about how YNW Melly's already been granted a mistrial, yet they refuse to let him have a chance at bond, while also not letting him use his phone calls or look at mail.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
However, we heard from Charleston White, and he shared that he's happy he's being mistreated.
The YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing, about being mistreated, when you done chose to play somebody.
Which upset Melly's mother a lot, considering she's been doing her best to help him the whole time, and now she's just heartbroken.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
But to get an inside view of the situation, Boozy went down and met with Melly's mother, and he had this to share.
She real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a...
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman.
But in an attempt to help Melly's chance at a bond or official release, his lawyers brought up the text messages he sent with his ex-girlfriend when the crime went down. It shows a conversation that happened when he was running from the men who did the drive-by.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot him. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvie? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're.
As this proves Melly was being chased by a car with rival team members in it. One of the biggest things that helps Melly is that no firearm was ever found.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
Okay.
However, Melly's lawyers are trying to provide reasons for his release. The feds created a 6-page document explaining why Melly shouldn't be released, and you tell me if you would release him. Because they started with the most important evidence, which is the motive behind the crime, as they revealed Melly was close to King Von before his arrest. And we heard from an old O-Block member who shared that Melly asked King Von how to handle a situation with his two friends.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he killed his two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walter Bam, I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
J Hood believes Sack Chaser and Juvie were after Melly for financial gain. YNW was made up of 4 friends, being Bortland, Melly, Sack Chaser, and Juvie. But it turns out Melly and Bortland were bringing in the most money for the team. Therefore, they wanted a majority of it. However, Sack Chaser and Juvie felt entitled to an equal percentage of the group, even if they didn't do as much work for it. If you take that into account with how King Von would have handled situations, you can likely guess how Von would have told Melly to handle it. When you pair that motive with all the other pieces in the case, it looks like Melly might not get out, because the feds searched Melly's phone and found text messages of him admitting to the crime.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHHH.
On top of that, there was a saved video on his phone of both Melly and Bortland looking happy and excited only hours after his friends passed.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned. Regardless of what happened, you already know.
It looks like neither of them is showing sadness for the loss of the two best friends. But getting into the physical evidence of the car that they were in, we saw Sergeant Williams declare that in his professional opinion, it couldn't have been a drive-by.
Assignment, which is to determine if this is a drive. And my determination was that this is not a drive-by. And it's based upon this picture here, which is a very good picture to describe it. All of these rounds are done. One is done at a stationary position. The at a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moving in that.
Number, you said 17 outside the car. How many rounds were inside the car?
3.
And can you exclude the for Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas as coming from outside of the car?
Yes. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that killed Christopher Thomas, where did that emanate from?
Driver's side back seat.
Okay. Is it possible for there to have been 2 inside that car?
No.
Why not?
There is no time.
But with Williams revealing where the person who did the act must have been, we saw Juvie's mother confirm who was sitting there.
And are you related to one of the kids in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Mm-hmm.
And is that a yes?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Jamel.
And Jamel, is that the defendant, Jamel Demons?
Yes, ma'am.
To make it harder for Melly to be released, they targeted his partner YNW Bortland and threw him in jail for new charges.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Demons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with the witness.
Because the feds raided his house and found paperwork hidden that reveals Bortland took notes of the jurors' appearances. As it was announced, here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of Bortland's home last week. The papers detail what the jurors looked like and a little map of where they were sitting, which had DJ Academics completely surprised they even did that.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortland, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Like, god damn. Holy sh. You know what I mean? Like, brother, like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
Because either Bortland was going to use this to tamper with the jury, or if Melly got sentenced, he could have gone after the jurors for deciding he was guilty. However, the feds added more charges of witness tampering, because both Melly and Bortland just can't stop making the situation worse for themselves.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
As Juvie's father revealed, they were using code words to make Melly's ex-girlfriend not testify against him.
Both Melly, Jamel Demons, YNW Melly, and Cortland Henry, who is known as YNW Bortland, are now charged with witness tampering. It sounds like the prosecutors are saying there was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they going through extreme measures to try to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom. And
however, we'll just have to wait to see what new things will unfold before his next trial happens, because his trial was rescheduled for September 2025, which had his mother giving a new update outside the courthouse.
Free Melly till he's free. He's coming home, guys. Just patience. So we did have court today, him and Bort. They both had court. And so basically, the judge put a new trial date in for September 10th of 2025. Please make it make sense. I don't know. At this point, they need to just dismiss the case. So, and yeah, he still doesn't have phone calls. Still no visitation. He's still in the new facility all alone by himself, no contact. He's not allowed to have contact with any other inmates. They move him around with several guards. It's It's like something you never.
However, there's been crimes rappers committed against each other and rival street teams because of this. Some rappers can't even leave their house without getting checked by ops, such as NBA Youngboy. He got run up on while filming a video in LA. Some locals didn't like he was filming in the area and decided to pull up on Youngboy's crew. A car comes by as guys yell at Youngboy from the vehicle. After frustrating Youngboy, a video showed him walking the street angrily and screaming back at them, but that's when someone from Youngboy's crew pulled out a firearm from their waistband, pointing it at the car. The dudes in the car quickly sped away and everyone on the street began screaming. That's the last we see of the video, but we'd learn no casings were let off by Youngboy's crew later that day. While Youngboy was pulled up on, DaBaby would stand his ground. Back in 2018, DaBaby was caught filming in East Atlanta. During the middle of his music video, a group of men rolled up to check DaBaby as he was using their turf to make his video. They started questioning DaBaby, asking where his permission was to film in their hood, but DaBaby didn't back down easily and talked back.
Ain't nobody signed up a permission slip for me. Huh? Oh yeah? I ain't know that. Okay.
Despite being outnumbered 7-1, DaBaby demanded respect from the group because he ain't afraid of no confrontation.
Check out what I'm saying. I ain't no peewee though, so it don't go like that. It gotta be respect. It gotta be respect. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is. It gotta be respect. Look, nah. Y'all just come, y'all give respect. Y'all would've got the utmost respect. You see what I say? What's good with y'all? Y'all alright?
Things calmed down after DaBaby showed he wasn't scared and wouldn't obey to their rules. Later on, DJ Vlad would hit up DaBaby for an interview on the situation.
A bunch of guys from the neighborhood show up and ask you for a permission slip. I think they actually use those words.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah. So he said, where's your permission slip? Did you feel that it could have gone wrong?
Yeah, your guy was on their side. Your guy was on their side, you know what I mean? It worked out perfect for him.
While both DaBaby and Youngboy were confronted by some men, Spot 'em Got 'em situation made him lucky to escape alive. In September 2020, he posted online that he was hanging out at a famous recording studio in downtown Miami, the House of Hits. With the building being well known to the area, it didn't take long for Spot Him's ops to find out. After a full day at the studio, Spot 'em exited and hopped in his car, once stopping at a traffic light on the way home. Another vehicle pulled up and used firearms at Spot 'em and his friend. The suspects let off 22 casings before speeding away, leaving Spot 'em and his boy hit. The following day, no one knew if they made it out alive, but Spot 'em's attorney would announce they both would recover fully. While making it clear this was a drive-by, Spot 'em never retaliated. However, the internet would figure out Spot 'em was driving a stolen YouTuber's vehicle. Spot 'em claimed he was only driving the car and wasn't responsible for stealing it. Whether you believe it or not, the YouTuber found his vehicle.
Nah, yeah, it was white. It was stolen in Atlanta. Sheesh. 22.
With Spot 'em's incident incredibly worrying, Julio Foolio might have had it worse because Julio's been caught by his ops many times. In 9th grade, he was caught beefing with rival crews across Jacksonville before his music took off. However, things turned bad for him, as in December 2014, news broke that Devron Crowden had been hit while waiting for the school bus. Julio and Devron came from the same school and were known to be connected with rival street teams. Foolio's school was in the ops neighborhood, so he was always on edge. With Devron's passing being announced, everyone quickly blamed Julio Foolio for it, despite Julio insisting he had nothing to do with it. He'd make the mistake of dissing Devron to prove he wasn't scared of anyone. The following week, he'd almost brawl with 3 people before jumping on the bus because they wanted revenge for Devron, and everyone claimed Julio was responsible. Once hopping off the bus, he found a spot to relax, but 10 minutes later, a hitter came up to send casings flying to Julio. He crawled to a nearby house after getting hit in the hip, hoping to escape. A lady was on the porch, so Julio begged for her help. Rather than helping, she didn't want anything to do with it and told Julio to get lost. Having nowhere left to go, he had no choice but to act like he had passed, lying on the ground until the coast was clear. Julio would eventually make his way to the hospital, but while getting help with his injuries, police quickly questioned him about Devron Crowden. They grilled him about the Devron case, but Julio had an alibi. Turns out he was on the way to school at the time of Devron's passing, clearing him of involvement. Despite clearing his name, he decided it was best for him to drop out of school once Julio recovered, since he still had targets on his back. But that wasn't Julio's only time being caught by ops, because in November 2021, Julio pulled into his driveway after a night in the city. When hopping out of his truck, multiple hitters let off casings in Julio's direction, so he grabbed his piece to retaliate. Once it was over, Julio noticed his leg was grazed. However, it wasn't too serious, so he skipped the hospital and hopped on Instagram instead.
Not no shit. I ended my whole on my dad. Stop playing with me. And I didn't get hit. I got grazed in the leg. Stop playing. On trading. I ended my whole
He didn't stop there, following it up, saying, "Y'all missed a whole 100 clips, literally." Once fans learned about it, they assumed Julio would get taken out by the end of the year. But Julio posted to social media to say he was just acting in self-defense.
On trading my register, I back in self-defense. Y'all, I back in self-defense. You don't think if I did something illegal, I would be in jail? The police put me in a...
With Julio getting hit out of nowhere multiple times, Quando Rondo and his crew also got hit. With him being most known for his involvement surrounding King Von's passing in 2020, Quando had a target on his back. And in August 2022, Quando nearly got taken out at a gas station.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles and cameras captured the aftermath.
When Quando Rondo and his boys parked at the station, 3 hitters emerged and used their firearms towards Quando's crew. Rumors spread that he was hit and passed from the situation, but the reports were wrong. Instead, they hit his best friend, Lil Pab, resulting in his passing. Once police arrived at the scene, video shows Quando crying after realizing what happened to Lil Pab. Even though Quando went through a terrible situation, O-Block member Lil Reese has been involved in multiple. In 2019, a rapper named Skeezy posted videos showing Lil Reese having a brawl with 5 guys. To make matters worse, fans claimed Reese went number 2 in his pants during the incident. Reese later addressed the situation, saying 5 men came after him.
Wow. Wow. Where they do that at?
He also posted a video on Twitter flexing his cash, showing they never took his money either.
Some money for me, that's how much you gonna come up. Saying take somebody they made me. Myself took money, y'all broke. I don't do jump on the real, and I was back.
But Lil Reese wouldn't be done getting checked by ops because on May 15th, 2021, reports claimed Reese was involved in another one.
One of them, rapper Lil Reese.
He was grazed by, and this is not the first time Lil Reese has been the. He was also in 2019.
Reese's crew would be hit while driving a stolen vehicle. A news report said a father used GPS tracking to locate the stolen Dodge Durango. After driving to the location, he'd head into a parking garage, finding Lil Reese and his boys inside the car. Someone pulled a firearm and used it almost instantly, leading to a full-on brawl between both sides. The driver of the stolen Durango tried speeding off to escape but ran into a pillar inside. Reese's crew exited the vehicle and continued using firearms. As a result, Reese got grazed, and this audio leaked of the man confronting Lil Reese. But once again, Lil Reese would get caught up in the streets again less than a year later. Reese was depositing money into his mom's bank account when a car pulled beside him and unleashed 26 casings at Lil Reese. He caught one in his neck but managed to recover fully. Later, he appeared in an interview to talk about the situation.
It came out my back. It went from my neck to my back. So it came out like right here, and it came out my back right here. Yeah. So that went out my neck, came out my back.
Someone Lil Reese has managed to escape all these altercations, but a new school rapper caught by total surprise would be Lil TJ. In June 2022, Lil TJ was surprised by a man in a hotel parking lot. The suspect approached TJ in an attempt to rob him, but things escalated fast. With firearms going off, Lil TJ and his boy got hit, but his second friend in the back seat used his firearm in a retaliation, hitting the robber and saving Lil TJ's life. When he landed in the hospital, he didn't look good. He was in deep sleep for a long time, uncertain if he'd ever wake up. Luckily, a few days later, he got up and began recovering. 2 months later, he hopped on Instagram to show his appreciation for everyone's support and dropped his return called Beat the Odds.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy TJ, man. I'm just checking in with y'all. I just want to say thanks for the love, thanks for the support.
While Lil TJ's case almost cost his life, the case of Philly rapper Ralphie OSS was caught on camera. Ralphie was hanging out on the block with friends when a car pulled up and a hitter jumped out, aiming straight at Ralphie. He got hit in both legs, falling to the ground. Thankfully, the hitter's firearm jammed and gave Ralphie a chance to get away into a corner store. After fixing the jam, the man tried to follow Ralphie in, but someone from inside retaliated, forcing the hitter to leave the scene. Ralphie followed up the situation in an interview.
It was quiet, it was slow motion, it's like no cars was going past, no people. It just felt like all this and this, that. Just was like, yo, your son, like, you can't on your son. That's the first thing came to my mind. I jump up. Mind you, I'm in both my legs. I jump up. I go to open the door of the store. I almost fall.
Many more rappers committed crimes such as Lil Baby, Young Thug, DaBaby, Drake, Travis Scott, 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, ESTG, Snoop Dogg, Lil Uzi Vert, and Kanye West.